So, Namaste, all the viewers of Analytica Ayurveda. Now and onward, I am with you on the some very relevant titles of the Rasas, Vaisajya Kalpana. Of course, I am not going to leave those titles which we are discussing about the contemporary and the current affairs related to the theme of our subject as well as for the generalized Ayurveda. If you see, and if I am concentrating on the subject Rasas, then what is the first thing that come in your mind? What is strike your mind? Right? So for example, if I am taking the word physics, then what the first thing about the physics, that is the material science. If chemistry, then some reactions. If geology, then certainly something about the life of the animals. In the same way, if the word Rasastra is in the mind of anyone, Rasastra, then first word came in the mind, जो पहला शब्द आता है दिमाग में वो है भस्म. अब प्रश्न है, now the question is, what is this bhasm? Okay, there are several definitions. What is the bhasm? And if you just nowadays, as the tendency of the Google Gyan, if you just type there bhasm and click on the Google search, you will get a lot of surprising answers from the search of the word bhasm. And the topmost trending will be the Bhasmarti of the Mahakal, right? Then you will get several kinds of the bhasm which are in the somewhere lake or somewhere like this. Many more relevancies of this word bhasm will be available to you if you go to the Google search. But I am not concentrating on that issue. I am concentrating Ayurvedic bhasm. Means what? A form of medicine. A form of medicine in Ayurveda. We call it bhasm. Right? I will go from simpler to complex. So it's a form of Ayurveda, dosage form, which we call bhasm. As sometimes we call for some dosage form, it is quath, it is decoction, it is avle, it is asav, or this is the parpati, or this is the kupi pakwa ras, or this is kajjali. So all these things are what? From Vaisajya Kalpana to the rasas. I mean, in the holistic Ayurveda system, if you will see and you will try to consider what all these things are, these are the just dosage forms. And it happens, which I was fearing, that is with the movement, and my movement is still very much limited. I have not been completely allowed to move, but I am trying to do the job for the sake of myself, for my happiness or my satisfaction of a teacher, and of course you too on the YouTube. Yeah? When I say you, means the all scholars of right from the postgraduate, undergraduate, who are having a keen tendency to learn something in a very elaborative way, in the form which is perceived by them very quickly and in the real sense with the true spirit of the knowledge. So friends, when we are talking about the dosage forms, and these dosage forms are varying from swaras to ras. And when we call ras, the ras include the kajali, bhasma, parpati, kupipakva ras, potali, dhruti too. For the sake of academic interest, we have to count dhruti too. And of course, potalis are also available in the market. I mean, for the sell, potalis are available. Hemgar potali is available. So in the way, bhasma is a dosage form. Fine. So if bhasma is a dosage form, then how one can prepare it? And what are the methodology to prepare it? See here, when I have decided to address the Puta, certainly I am not going to discuss many more things which are all relevant, but I have to concentrate here on the Put, and it will go at least I think 4-5 interaction among us of the 35-40 minute each. So it is Put part 1. What I am addressing today, that is the Put part 1. So I was just referring to what are the dosage forms, and in that dosage forms I just quoted down that is the bhas. And I also referred that every time the Google Gyan is not very helpful. Ayurveda bhasma, if you will search, then there will be a different kind of notifications you will capable to see. If for the only bhas, the whole scenario will be entirely changed, not relevant to you. But okay, so if the bhasma is the dosage form, one dosage form, so what is the most important thing to get a raw material of the Rasasastra, the materia medica used in the Rasasastra, that is the mineral and the metals, and these metal and the minerals, how one can change it into the form of a bhas, which is the medicinally dosage form. I am not going to define it right now. I shall define the bhas in the end. That may be our fourth interaction. My understanding is this, that I should not give you the first prepared thing. I must try to inculcate in your mind the one by one the important factors involved into the definition, and then finally you will yourself will frame the definition. I never believe that just I am writing the definition of the bhasm, this is given in the API or the AFI, or this is the definition of the bhasm given in the Ayurvedic classics, or this is the definition of the bhasm given into this certain papers, published research papers, review papers. No, not at all. I shall make you understand what is bhasm, and you will define what is bhasm by your understanding, by your set of knowledge, what you have perceived, what you have understand during the whole course of interaction, right? So, if bhasma is a dosage form, and bhasma is prepared by the raw material, ingredients, materia medica used in the Rasasastra, that are the metal and the minerals, right? Even some herbs are also part of the materia medica of the Rasasastra. Some animal products are also part of the materia medica of the Rasasastra, all the Vishadravya, Jangam, Vishadravya, many, so many. So here I just want to say, if the bhasma of the metal and the mineral is one dosage form, then how one can achieve that dosage form which is known as bhasma? I am not going to discuss today the characteristics of the bhasma. I am not going to start with our discussion with the bhasma pariksha. You have to understand slowly, and you have to perceive finally, yes, this is the bhasma, and these are the criterias, these are the completion tests which must be there. Then I, the student of undergraduate or the postgraduate, whoso am I, and a scholar of the Rasas, the student of Rasas, will call that bhasma. My approach will be this. Fine. So, the word first you will get in your mind to prepare bhasma, there is a need of a system which is known as put. What is put? So I always translate it quantum of energy. Quantum of energy. Yes, there is a need of energy. If I am walking, of course, through some in the limping way, this is the energy. This is what energy is expended in every way, in everything. Without energy, nothing is possible. Not as existence of any living or non-living even is not possible without business of the energy. Oh, what I am saying? Put is the quantum of energy. Yes, put is the quantum of energy required for the conversion of these industrially toxic materials which you say are the non-toxic material in the raw form, gold, silver, copper, iron, bauxite, chalcopyrite, right, and many more, litharge. All these things, there is a need of conversion of all these material medica of the rasas from its industrial form, better not to say it industrial form, but from its geological form. In which form it is available into the earth crust, that you have to excavate, that you have to procure, and after certain pharmaceutical procedures, and those certain pharmaceutical procedures are what? They are the sodhan, maran, and for sodhan and the maran, in between the process of the bhavana, then amritikarana, lohitikarana, and of course a full set of the sanskar for the purpose of the parath, mercury, ashtadha sanskar, or just restricted to the ast sanskar. So all these things, if you are willing to have these things, to understand all these, then there is a need of a knowledge of a particular terminology, and that is the put. Once again, I am trying to define it. Okay, all things available geologically, applicable in the industry or anywhere else for any purpose, but here we are using it for the medicinal purpose. This gold, not for ornament, for the medicinal purpose. Rajat, not for the ornament, for the medicinal purpose. Copper, not for the utensils, but for the medicinal purpose. Iron, not for the whole all machineries, but for the medicinal purpose. Lead, not in the batteries, but the medicinal purpose. So here, if anything we are trying to change into the form of a medicinal, which have medicinal effect, pharmacological therapeutic effect, known as buzz, then we have to convert that into that form. This pure gold, in swan or the rajat, cannot be taken into the human body. There is a need to change it into the form of bhasmas. Okay? And for making of the bhasmas, of course, sodhan process is very important. That is needed for the purification as well as the potentiation of that particular individual material, metal or the mineral. So I will discuss if time will permit, certainly, because a teacher has to prioritize this teaching responsibilities first. So certainly I shall come with the sodhan also. to you in due course of time. And then the Sodhan is the very unique, individualized, specific process. You know, it is not like the branded clothes. Go and take the 42 or the 44 number and 40 and just wear and come out from the showroom, right? It is a very customized tailoring, the process of the Sodhan and the Maran. Means for individual matter, for individual material, there is a very specific individualized process of the Sodhan. And that process, particularly Sodhan, whatever the required out of the 18 types of the Sodhan, I shall discuss with you all that. The equipments involved there, the intermediary botanical resource substances required there for the process of the, in the process of the Sodhan, all the Dravya, Swaras, Squat, many more. They are very specific. It is not anything maybe quenched in anything. Not at all. किसी के लिए भी आप निर्वाप कहीं का भी किसी में नहीं कर देंगे, भावना कहीं की भी किसी में किसी के साथ नहीं कर देंगे. वो बहुत इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड है, बहुत ही इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड है. तो उस इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड को रिस्पेक्ट करना होता है. तो उसी तरीके से अब मारण में आते हैं. तो मारण में भी यही उतनी ही इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड है, एकदम कस्टम टेलरिंग है, कस्टमाइज्ड टेलरिंग है. एक का स्वर्ण के ऊपर जितने भी हमारे भावना द्रव्य हैं वो रजत पर नहीं लागू होते हैं. कहीं कहीं कॉमनैलिटी है. जैसे कि आप बोल दीजिए गोदूध गौमूत्र, हम तो ऐसे बोला करते थे कि अगर आपको याद ना आ रहा हो कि किस चीज़ में शोधन करना है और वाइवा वैसी हो रही है, बहुत टर्निंग पॉइंट है, तो बस आप इन दो गोदूध और गौमूत्र का नाम लीजिए, आप 50% सही हो जाएंगे. तो कुछ कॉमनैलिटीज़ भी हैं, बट दे आर द वेरी स्पेसिफिक, वेरी इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड. तो आई एम जस्ट इन्वाइटिंग योर अटेंशन कि दैट दीज इंडिविजुअल थिंग्स आर देयर. एंड व्हेन वी आर इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ द भस्म, then certainly it is the put which is the most responsible and the most significant phenomenon. I used to say in our interactions since last 26 years, yes, I completed my PG in the 1997, and even during the period of PG I have started interaction with the PG first year and second year, because at that time in Banaras Hindu University UG was not existing. In Banaras Hindu University UG restarted after a gap of 40 years. It was closed in the 1960 and it was restarted in 2000. But at that moment when we were doing PG, we were interacting with each other, the PG first year, PG final year, like that. So I used to say in those interactions and even the classes, right from the Jamnagar to BHU, that if one understands very thoroughly the word and the phenomenon and the system and the approach that is known as put, half Rasastra is over. I repeat, half Rasastra is over. आप मास्टर हो गए आधे रसशास्त्र के, अगर आपने पुट को अच्छी तरह से समझ लिया. इसीलिए संभवतया आज इस चैनल पर और हमारे सामने हमारे पीजी के स्कॉलर्स भी बैठे हुए हैं, तो वो फिज़िकल फॉर्म में हैं और आप डिजिटल फॉर्म में हैं. तो ये आप समझ लीजिए कि अगर आपने इसको समझ लिया पुट को पूरी तरह से, तो आपने आधा रसशास्त्र समझ लिया. तो इसलिए हमने श्री गणेश जो किया आज, वो पुट सिस्टम से किया कि अगर हम सब्जेक्ट मैटर पर आपके साथ आएंगे तो क्यों ना हम पुट से शुरुआत करें. ठीक है, ज़रूरत के हिसाब से हम शोधन पर भी जाएंगे वापस, वो भी एक अच्छी सीरीज़ होगी, बहुत अच्छी सीरीज़ होगी. लेकिन अब पुट शुरू करने के बाद लग रहा है कि शोधन भी प्रायोरिटी पर होना चाहिए था, लेकिन बस हर एक का कुछ होता है ना. तो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स ने, हमारे को लर्नर्स ने कहा कि सर पुट समझना है, तो हमने कहा चलो पहले पुट पे ही आ जाते हैं. अगर ये लोग शोधन का आए होते तो हम शोधन पर आ जाते, बिकॉज इट्स ए आम के आम गुठलियों के दाम. हाँ, आपने हिंदी कहावत सुनी है ना कि पीजी की क्लास तो क्लास, और साथ में फिर एक आप सबके लिए भी available हो material. तो in this way I am recording it and it will be for you. So तो पुट क्या है? तो पुट एक एनर्जी बिजनेस है which provide that optimum quantity of energy in intermittent way which is required for the complete transformation of that raw material into the form of absorbable, admissible, assimilable form to the human body which you call bhasma. एक बिल्कुल लौह के टुकड़े को, स्वर्ण के टुकड़े को, माक्षिक के टुकड़े को, अभ्रक के टुकड़े को लगातार कुछ अन्य प्रक्रियाओं के साथ, जिसमें कि द्रव द्रव्य भी शामिल हैं, कुछ मैकेनिकल कुछ मैकेनिकल इक्विपमेंट्स के साथ एनर्जी बिजनेस को करना, ये सब इसमें सहायक हैं. ऑल दिस मैकेनिक्स आर जस्ट हेल्पफुल. द मेन पॉइंट इज द एनर्जी बिजनेस. एंड दीज ऑल रियोलॉजी, दिस रियोलॉजी and the interactions with the herbs, organic with the inorganic, all that things are there with very importance. They are significant. But the main business is what? That is the business of energy. That is the formation of a compound. Formation of a compound. The conversion of silver into the form of silver sulfide, conversion of rajat into the form of rajat bhas, conversion of makshik chalcopyrite into the makshik bhas. That is a combination of group of cupric oxide and iron oxide. So this whole conversion of a raw material, if it is a metal, it is a single most accurate. If it is a mineral, it has the fixed proportions of all those elements involved there in the making of that particular mineral. The conversion of all that all together, it's really very interesting. Sahastra puti abrak bhas, right? Or 50 puti makshik bhas, sat puti abrak bhas. All these things are having a full science, full developed science. The whole chemistry, physics, metallurgy, mineralogy is involved here. We call that rasastra. One can call this is the chemical engineering, this is the physical engineering, this is the metallurgical engineering. We call that rasastra. Our explanatory way are different, their explanatory way are different, and the mixture, the amalgamation of these two is your class, right? Is your class. So what you have studied about the put and what the knowledge is available about this energy business, the laws of thermodynamics, first, second, third, the laws of entropy, the laws of the entropy, the laws of the flow of the business from one nucleus to the periphery, from pillar to pillar. Why there is in a put system the pillets are formed? Why not it is a dove? It is wrong, it is correct. After the process of the sodhan, you are not putting here whole silver powder, rajat powder or the tamra powder in a bulk. Instead you are making pellets. Why? For what purpose? The purpose is there to have a several nucleus for the flow of energy. For the flow of energy. And this flow of energy is responsible for the formation of a compound. And that is known as what? Heat of formation. The making of the compound. And this making of the compound needs energy. And that energy is provided by a phenomenon which we call put. बात आई समझ में? तो पुट इतना महत्वपूर्ण है. Put is the most significant point, most significant discussion, most significant understanding if you want to know Rasa Shastra. Okay? So now the question, what's the time? 35 minutes से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. कितना है अभी? हैं? 25 मिनट. हाँ, ये ध्यान रखना होगा ना, तो आप लोग बोर हो जाएंगे. तो जैसे ही 40 मिनट हो आप इशारा कर दीजिएगा. या सो इफ यू सी हियर, one thing I tried to establish in the last 30 minutes, that here you have a metal or the mineral, right? And you have a task that you have to convert this metal and the mineral, which you are seeing in the market, which you are seeing in the industry, which you are seeing in the earth crust, anywhere. Certainly not into the form of the buzz, but you are seeing, visualizing that metal or the mineral in its original form. It may be toxic, it may not be toxic. And now you have a task that you have to convert into the form of a buzz. And buzz means your one dosage form, and which you administer to the human body. And it will face the physiology of the human body, biochemistry of the human body. And for that interface, for that interaction, there is a need of assimilation and absorption of that bhasma into your human body physiological system, to correct the pathology, to show the effect on the levels of the pharmacology, and finally the therapeutic effect. And if it is somehow disturbed, and if this bhasma is compromised in its preparation, then certainly it will not be assimilable to the normal physiology. It will create a lot of pathology, and you call that toxicity of the bhasma. That is a separate phenomena. I shall be with you in due course of time on that issue also. So let us concentrate. Here is a metal or the mineral, and here you have to produce a buzz. Here is a metal and here is the buzz. Let me ask a general question to you. What the points you have to consider to convert a metal and mineral into the form of a buzz? इसके पहले थोड़ा घुमाते हैं. हाँ, घुमाते हैं. कहाँ चलें घूमने? चलते हैं. जो चीज़ हमारे शरीर में जाती है, एब्जॉर्ब होती है, एसिमिलेबल होती है, दैट इज़ द फूड. September is the month of पोषण माह. Okay? Keep in your mind rice, or keep in your mind wheat flour, and just try to understand in your mind, imagine what varieties of the food is available made from the rice. What varieties of the food available made from the wheat flour, or what variety of the food, types of the vegetables available with the paneer. What varieties of the everyone is not vegan, so I must take the example fish, chicken, mutton. Okay. So if in your house, or at your home or in restaurant, a waiter is coming to you and you go through the menu: fried paneer tikka, shahi paneer, matar paneer, do pyaza paneer, all these, fried chicken, roasted chicken. मुगलई चिकन, हाँ कुछ ऐसा ही है, मुझे थोड़ा थोड़ा याद आ रहा है। बिरयानी, स्टीम राइस, और क्या क्या होता है, पुलाव राइस, और गेहूं के भी ढेर सारी, नान, तवा रोटी, मिस्सी रोटी एटसेट्रा। मतलब मिस्सी रोटी तो मक्के की हो जाती है। मेरा पॉइंट है कि वो मटेरियल जो भी आपको पका करके दिया गया, वॉट एवर द थिंग्स वी हैव सर्व टू यू, what type of energy business or the heating pattern or the heating process is involved there. खीर के राइस में और जो चावल आप खाते हैं उसके राइस में, या बिरयानी के राइस में, या जो आपका ये इडली बनती है उसके राइस में। बाय द वे हमारी क्लास में एमएससी फूड एंड न्यूट्रिशन भी बैठी हुई हैं, तो उनको भी लग रहा है कि नहीं रसाज तो कुछ हमारे इससे रिलेटेड है क्या। तो चलिए बताइए यहाँ पर क्या चीज़ डिफ़र कर रही है। पनीर के इन सभी डिशेस में, चिकन के सभी डिशेस में, राइस के सभी डिशेस में, रोटी के सभी डिशेस में, बास्केट ऑफ द रोटी। हाँ, आप खड़ी होंगी तो आप कैमरे में तो आएंगे नहीं, आप ऐसे ही बोल दीजिए, दैट इज़ द एनर्जी। कुकिंग टाइम एंड टेम्परेचर, दैट्स द पॉइंट। सुना आप लोगों ने, cooking time and temperature. Here too whole business is involved on the heating time, temperature, range। और एक चीज़ हम यहाँ और ऐड करेंगे मैडम अपर्णा सिंह, जो कि खाने में तो नहीं होता लेकिन हमारे भस्म निर्माण में होता है। That is the frequency, that is the repetition। 10 फुट, 20 फुट, 30 फुट, right? That is the repetition। तो repetition, अरे भाई, if you see here the time, temperature range, duration, I shall write first temperature range। हमारा सीक्वेंस थोड़ा अलग हो जाएगा, आप तो कुकिंग के हिसाब से बताएं, बट हमारा जो सीक्वेंस होगा थोड़ा अलग होगा, लेकिन प्रिंसिपल, बेस प्रिंसिपल इज द सेम। यस प्रीति टमटा, एग्रीड? ओके, सो इफ यू सी हियर इन द मेकिंग ऑफ दिस मेटल टू द भस्मा, दिस मिनरल टू द भस्मा, दिस हियर द इम्पोर्टेंस इज temperature range available for the business of the heat, for the business of the energy transfer, for the business of the energy involved, energy transfer involved. Also there is a need of the heat of formation, the heat of combustion, many more things. The law of thermodynamics are applicable there. I shall come one by one. If you come to here to the temperature range, then you here come for the time duration and number of frequency, repetition, till you have to, and of course there is a bhavana, but I'm not concentrated, and bhavana, interchanges, interactions of the all those phytoconstituents available in that herbal, there is a word galenical, but that cannot be used now. I wish to use the word Swaras and the Quat, Godugdha, Gomutra, the liquid material of the medicinal origin having some some importance there. Then okay, keep it aside, भावना को अभी अलग रखते हैं, कभी इस पर लंबी बातचीत की जाएगी। कंसंट्रेटिंग ऑन द पुट, भावना, शोधन, सब पर एक अलग से बात करेंगे। तो इस पर बात करते हैं, टेम्परेचर रेंज, टाइम ड्यूरेशन एंड द रिपीटिशन पर। कब तक ये करना है तीनों काम? चेंज होता है ये, टिल यू विल गेट हियर भस्म परीक्षा इन इट्स ओन सेंस। भस्म परीक्षा के समस्त लक्षण जब तक वहाँ उपलब्ध नहीं हो जाते हैं, अब अवामी सब में नहीं होगा, है ना, लेकिन जो नॉर्मल हैं, दैट इज़ द अपुनर्भव, रेखा पूर्णता, इसको भी भस्म परीक्षा की भी अलग से कैटेगरी है, ऐसे किसी को नहीं बोला जा सकता। तो यू हैव टू गो फर्स्ट रेखापूर्ण, वारितर, अंजन सदृश। अगर मुझे फिर से सीक्वेंस करने का एक मौका देगा तो मैं ऐसे शुरू करूंगा, अंजन सदृश, रेखापूर्ण, वारितर, everything has a sequence, everything has a sequence, right? And then niruttha and apunarva, and these 5 are the most common, applicable to everywhere. Anjan sadrish, रेखापूर्ण, वारितर, and then निरुत्थ एंड अपुनर्भव। फिर कभी पुट के अंत में लास्ट यही होगा, भस्म परीक्षा। 5वां हो सकता है, 6वां इंट्रैक्शन हो सकता है, सुनना पड़ेगा, रुकना पड़ेगा आपको। एनालिटिका आयुर्वेदा पर आपको ये अवेलेबल हुआ करेगा वेडनेसडे और फ्राइडे को, लेकिन अभी 1 महीने बाद, अभी तो बहुत सारा ऐसे ही रिकॉर्डिंग करके वहाँ रखा हुआ है, राइट? तो इट विल बी अवेलेबल टू यू, इट विल बी अवेलेबल टू यू। साइन आ रहा है हमारे स्टूडेंट्स का कि सर 40 मिनट हो गया, 35 मिनट हो गया, तो 5 मिनट अभी और है। ओके, सो वी विल गो इन द लास्ट, द भस्म परीक्षा। तो वहाँ हम लोग बात करेंगे फिजिकल टेस्ट, केमिकल टेस्ट, बायोलॉजिकल टेस्ट, राइट? अवामी इज द वन ऑफ द बायोलॉजिकल टेस्ट, वो बाद में, अभी नहीं, भस्म परीक्षा लास्ट में। तो इफ़ यू कम टू द put business which we have started, and today the last point I would like to send in your mind, I would like to fix in your mind whether you think the amount of heat to prepare different dishes of paneer and the amount to prepare different dishes of the chicken will be the same or different, or the rice or heat will be the same or different. Obviously your answer will be the different if you have gone any time in your kitchen. Different. So in the same way here, for getting the bhasma pariksha, for getting the all parameters of bhasma pariksha in its accomplished way, in a comprehensive way, in its final assurance of that, yes, it is a good medicine now, it is not gold, now it is the swarna bhasma with all medicinal, ready for all medicinal uses, yes, then you have to pass the bhasma pariksha there. Bhasma pariksha include the color also, last interaction. So just here, that whole journey, that whole energy business of these metal and minerals are depending on what points? There are the 3 points also, as is the case of the paneer and the chicken and the rice and the wheat. What is that? Its physico-chemical character. The physico-chemical character of abrak is entirely different from the physico-chemical characters of makchik. The physico-chemical character of law is entirely different with the physico-chemical characters of the iron. The physico-chemical characters of the bang is entirely different with the physico-chemical characters of the yasad. Of course they are the puti law, right? But their physical chemical characters are different. As you all are the PG scholars, at one point you are same, you are in the MD first year scholar of the Banaras Hindu University. But if you go individually, you all are different. Your uses are from different colleges. Your characteristics, your personal characterization is different. In the same way, my dear friends, the viewer of Analytica Ayurveda, here in the discussion of the put, the physico-chemical characteristics, the physical and the chemical, different. The hardness, the lattice, the structure, the chemical formulations, if any, in the case of the minerals, are different. And to all these different properties, the different stature, different graded of the hardness, हम वज्र भस्म बनानी है, स्वर्ण भस्म बनानी है, different grade of the hardness. There are something which is of the only carbonates, that chemistry is different. There is something which is only for oxide, sulfide, chemistry is the different. There is something which is of the phosphate little bit, chemistry will be the different. So all these physico-chemical characters at many angles decide the energy. And energy means put. And put means the instrument. Yes, put means the phenomenon, the instrument which is responsible for the conversion of these metal and the minerals into the form of a medicinal form, which must be absorbable, which must be assimilable, which must be assimilate to the physiological, normal physiological function of the human body. It must not create any pathology. And if it is absorbed and assimilable and taking participation into the normal physiology and breaking the pathology, the most important, breaking the pathology, substantiating the human body with a pharmacological action, and finally giving you the therapeutic and the clinical benefits, that is the bhasm, and that is possible only with the put. So today is just introduction of the put. On the next we will go through the descriptions of the put. Thank you everyone.